Hello, Bruce.
Hi, Simon.
How are you today?
I'm feeling very good.
Glad to hear that.
How are you?
Not too shabby.
Very good, very good.
And hello to everyone who may or may not happen to be listening to us at this current moment.
If you're not listening to us, no.
Yes, your loss.
So this is Factoraly. What is Factoraly, Simon?
Factoraly is a wondrous repository of fun facts and useful information.
You say useful.
Well, it's interesting at least.
Well, today's a bit more interesting than some of them have been.
Oh, today's going to be great.
Yeah, because we normally try and take a dull subject or
Yes.
a little subject and make it interesting and bigger.
Yes, this is rather the opposite. This has had to be whittled down somewhat.
Yes, I don't envy whoever's editing this, and I think it's probably you.
That's me. Thanks.
Is not going to have fun because we're going to have a lot to say about electricity.
Indeed, that is what we are talking about today, electricity. I can't remember if I've ever told you this, Bruce, in all of our long years together. I studied electronics at university in a totally previous life before doing what I do now and any of my previous
Blow
jobs.
me down with a feather. I had no idea.
Did you not? Oh,
No.
there you go. I have a higher national diploma in microelectronic engineering.
Wow.
So there is a huge risk of me getting incredibly geeky on this one.
Oh, don't worry. I will rein you in.
Thank you very
I
much.
will act as a capacitor.
Oh, wonderful. How good of you. Yes, I sort of started doing the research and I was writing stuff from memory around what I was actually researching. And I thought, no one needs to hear all of that.
Get out your old notes from college.
Yeah, exactly. So, in a nutshell, what is electricity?
It's there are pluses and minuses.
Yes. There are positives and negatives.
There are. So electricity is a charge.
Yes.
Essentially, it's the difference between a positively charged atom and a negatively charged atom.
Yes.
And that's kind of the potential for energy between those two things is what electricity is.
Very well put. Yes. The electrons that float around the nucleus of an atom, positive ones have a tendency to want to flow into the space of the negative ones. So
Right.
if you rub a bit of material, metal, whatever it might be, and you pull some of the positive electrons off, then they will automatically try to zip across to the next nearest space where they can fit. So these particles zip along from one atom of whatever the material is to another, to another, to another, and create this energetic flow.
This is getting far too technical.
So clearly no one invented electricity. It's a natural phenomenon that exists.
Yes.
Look at lightning. That's a thing
Yes.
that exists.
Yeah.
It was discovered, well, it's always been known about, the very first caveman who saw a lightning strike across the sky, knew that it was there. He just didn't necessarily know what it was.
Yes.
But lots of people have sort of made different discoveries over the years. No one single person discovered it. But I found a fact that I didn't know, which was that static electricity was first discovered and sort of explained and quantified in 600 BC.
Ah.
Way earlier than I thought it would have been. And it was, drumroll please, the Greeks.
Yay! The Greeks.
A Greek chap called Thales.
Uh-huh.
He was rubbing a piece of amber with a silk cloth, and he noticed this static charge. Another thing I didn't know, amber is naturally quite static. If you rub a piece of amber, much like rubbing a balloon on your hair...
You get a dinosaur?
No, you don't, unless it's got a mosquito inside it, in which
right.
case
Okay.
things unfold. But yeah, you rub a piece of amber with a bit of cloth and it becomes ever so slightly static, and it can attract really light objects to it, like
Right.
bits of straw or feathers or things like that. And that was first discovered in 600 BC.
I know what you're going to tell me next. What's the Greek for amber?
So, the Greek word for amber... the Greek word for amber is electron.
Yay!
And the word electricity sort of first came into being in this context. So the Latin word electricus was first written down in 1600 to describe amber's attractive properties. Not that it's pretty, but, the attractingness
Yes.
of it. Then in the 1600s, Francis Bacon was the first person to write down the word electric, which was a noun. It was an object that had this static attractive property,
Right.
and electric.
Yes.
And that led to electricity, yada, yada, yada.
And that was Francis Hawksby.
Was it indeed? I didn't come across his name.
Yeah, first used the word electricity.
Oh, right, okay. But yeah, it's all very much based around these little static charges, not really knowing what they did and what they had the potential to do.
So going back to the origin, you mentioned lightning.
I did.
I mean, that's kind of like the proto-electricity, I guess.
Yes.
What do you know about lightning?
It's bright.
Yes.
It's often accompanied by a roll of thunder.
Yes.
And it bloomin' hurts if it hits you.
So the way lightning works is it's about you were talking about sort of positive electrons sort of like rubbing off things.
Yes.
And when clouds sort of go past each other, sometimes some of the electrons rub off.
Yes, that's right.
And so those positives want to get back with some negatives, and they'll jump any distance to do that. And sometimes the negatives are in the air in another cloud, and sometimes they're on the ground.
Yeah, exactly that.
So those positive electrons want to join up.
Yeah.
So they jump.
It's exactly that same principle of rubbing a balloon on your hair, or if you're walking around on a carpet in your socks, it builds up that charge. Then you go and touch something that's negatively charged, and a little tiny spark of electricity shoots and hits your finger, and you go, ouch.
So balloons are negatively charged when they're sticking to a wall.
So it's the rubber. So different materials react differently when you rub them. So some of them will become positively, some will become negatively charged. So it depends on the material.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, lightning is a lot more powerful than a balloon.
Yes, I don't think a balloon would stand a chance against a lightning bolt.
No, I mean a lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun.
No way.
Yeah, it's about 30,000 degrees Celsius.
Goodness me, that's quite warm, isn't it? No wonder it sets fire to stuff.
Yeah, well, it has the power of one lightning strike has the power of about 250 tons of TNT.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And as we all know, a lightning strike contains roughly 1.21 gigawatts. Or in voltage terms, 300 million volts.
Wow.
So a bolt of lightning is roughly the equivalent of 200 million AA batteries.
I mean, it's no wonder people got fascinated. I mean, as time went on, people were really fascinated with lightning.
Absolutely, yeah.
You get, the $100 bill guy.
Ben
Franklin. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself remembering that it's $100, actually.
Oh, I didn't even know that. So great. Well done.
Ben Franklin. Yeah, I mean, sending a key up on a kite.
Yes.
But I mean, other people did that too.
Before we leave Franklin, do you know why he did that?
For a bet?
No, so he was actually trying to find a way of preventing lightning strikes burning down buildings.
Oh, okay.
And he was doing all sorts of different experiments. He was sort of trying to work out if there was a way to channel the lightning away from the buildings. So he shot this key up on a kite and found that the lightning hit the key, thus leading him to realise that electricity is attracted to metal. Metal is a good conductor.
Yes.
And he invented the lightning rod.
Ah.
So every large building, public building, church has a metal rod attached to the roof, which then goes down the side of the building down to the ground, so that if lightning strikes it, it gets channeled away from the structure of the building and down the rod.
And down into the earth.
So that's all he was doing. It was a fire prevention scheme. It was, it wasn't that he was looking to go out and discover electricity. That was just sort of a byproduct.
I mean, he was using metal.
Yes.
You can use other things. You can use cats.
Can you?
You can, especially if you're Percy Shelley.
Oh, that's going to need some explanation, I think. Come on.
So he did the same thing. He found this local tomcat.
Right.
And he tied it to a kite in a thunderstorm and sent it up into the thunderstorm.
Poor little cat.
To see what would happen when it was struck by lightning. It's like basically it's the effect of electricity on a living body.
Yeah, I would imagine it went pop.
It didn't strike it, but it got very close. And basically, the electricity really, A, the height, and B, the electricity probably screwed up the cat, no end. But I think he tried it a couple of times. I think one of the cats did die. But all in the name of science.
I read somewhere that as well as metal, water is a really good conductor. And that's why bodies, be it human or animal, get electric shocks so easily. So if you touch an electric plug or the whole static thing that we've already discussed, it's only because we're so full of water that draws the electricity to us rather than to anything else.
Electric baths.
Sorry?
So there were people in the 18th and 19th centuries who did some very weird things with electricity.
Right.
One of which was an electric bath, which was a very gentle DC charge into a bath of water, which was supposed to be invigorating.
I've never heard the like.
I mean, these 1700s, basically, electricity was used to cure all sorts of stuff. It's called vital electricity. It's basically static or captured electricity. So it would be put into Leyden jars.
Okay.
Which is basically like a battery. In fact, Benjamin Franklin put a number of Leyden jars together, a battery of Leyden jars, if you will.
Yes.
And hence came up with the name battery. Electricity has been used to cure all sorts of stuff for years and years and years.
Has it?
Let's talk about the Romans.
Yeah, go on then. They haven't made an appearance yet.
Well, they came up with this idea of electrotherapy.
No way, that was them.
That was them.
Really?
For sort of headaches and gout and things like that.
Yeah.
There's a type of electric eel called a torpedo fish.
Right.
So they would make sure that you got an electric shock from a torpedo fish, which would cure your headache or your gout. It's a bit like, like a TENS machine.
Well, yes, that's valid, actually, yeah. I use a TENS machine for my dodgy back, and it is actually quite soothing.
Yes. Yeah, they are quite good. And then sort of, obviously, that was the Romans, but much later on in the 1700s, when electricity was this amazing new, a bit like the internet. It's like, we can do everything. Electricity can do everything.
Yeah.
So doctors, and mostly quacks, used it for all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
They claimed that electricity could cure fever, deafness, blindness, headaches we've mentioned, sore throat, epilepsy, tapeworms, kidney stones, hemorrhoids. It could cure everything.
Wow. As well as curing ailments, I suppose electricity can cure the biggest ailment of all, i.e. death, by bringing monsters to life. You mentioned Percy Shelley.
Yes.
Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein.
Yes.
Other than being a great big moral story of the age, it sort of portrayed electricity as being this big, frightening, scary thing. You sort of mentioned it being called vigor and giving life and so on and so on. Dr. Frankenstein brought his monster to life with electricity, because it was seen as this life-giving, energizing thing. But
hadn't you seen somebody doing that electric thing with frog's legs, where you sort of put a small electric charge into a frog's leg and it moves?
And it moves, yeah, it makes it.
I think that's what she'd seen, and she kind of extrapolated that into humans.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. But by and large, people were scared of it. When electricity first came into the home. See our previous episode on plugs. When we started getting electric lights and electric appliances, and people were really scared about the idea of this dangerous stuff flowing through the walls of their house. They thought it might give them all kinds of illnesses. Even today, you have people who live in areas where there are huge electric pylons overhead, saying that it gives them migraines and illnesses and all sorts of things. So it used to be a very, very scary thing to the common person.
I mentioned Francis Hawksby before.
Yes, you did.
And he was one of these people who discovered that if you got a glass ball and you applied static electricity, so like rub it with a lamb's fleece or something like that, you get a glow, like a purple glow from inside it.
Oh, really?
And so he would demonstrate this at the Royal Society. And people go, that's amazing. And they would imagine that it's all sorts of spirits living within the glass.
Yeah.
But actually, this idea in 1700, this glass ball that Francis Hawksby used is the predecessor of neon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's how neon works.
Okay. So the electricity charges the gas inside the glass tube or whatever.
The glass tube,
and lights it up, yeah. Oh,
Yes.
brilliant. Oh, so neon lighting had its origins in 1700.
1700.
That's preposterously long ago. I can't quite accept that.
Shall we talk about the current wars?
Current wars.
You know, the ones that go dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-dum, 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 dum.
AC/DC.
Yes.
That was beautiful. Well done.
So, Tesla versus Edison.
Yes.
Tesla went from Eastern Europe to go and work for Edison.
Did he? I didn't know that.
He did.
Huh.
And Edison was working with DC,
Yes.
direct current.
Yes.
But the trouble with direct current is it fades. It doesn't go very far. So you have to have booster stations, which basically are just making more DC electricity.
Right, okay.
And he said to Tesla, I'll give you $50,000 if you can make my DC electricity go further.
Right.
So Nikola Tesla went, oh, that's a challenge, but I'll work day and night and work for nearly a year, and dedicate my life to making this work. And then he did. He made DC go a bit further.
Right.
And he went to Edison and said, done it. Can I have my 50 grand, please? And Edison said, can't you take a joke?
Oh, really?
He said, you obviously don't understand the American sense of humour. It was just a joke. I didn't really mean it.
Oh, great.
I mean, Edison was not a nice person. So Edison got backing from quite big people like J.P. Morgan. Tesla got backing from Westinghouse.
Right.
And I think Westinghouse said that they would pay him 2.5 cents for every volt that they generated.
Okay.
And it got to a point where Tesla was basically making so much money from Westinghouse that they were going bust.
Really?
And Westinghouse said, look, Nicola, we've got this real problem with the contract that we made. We're very happy to keep to the contract, but can we just give it a break?
We dial it down a bit.
Tesla tore the contract up. I mean, it was worth billions in today's money. And he just said, it's more important to me that AC electricity is promoted. So, and I want you to continue. So I'm going to just stop taking money. I mean, he died broke.
No way.
Yeah.
But isn't that amazing? Yeah, the Nikola Tesla did all of that, and yet the only thing that the everyday folk really know about him, isn't that the name of the electric car?
Yes.
And that's all that he's got to show for it.
Yeah.
Wow. Edison comes along, screws a light bulb into the ceiling, and he's the most famous electrician of all time.
Except he didn't invent the light bulb.
No, he didn't. No.
Somebody else did.
Yeah,
He just
exactly. He didn't even invent the thing. He just popularised it.
The one thing that Tesla did invent is the internet.
Hang on a minute.
So he foresaw business messages being given in one country and being received simultaneously in another country.
No.
And he put patents together for radio at the same time as Marconi
Oh, really?
was putting patents together for radio.
Huh.
And Edison saw this and decided to talk to somebody very high up at the patent office who, them already having granted Tesla the license for radio, declined it.
Revoked it.
And basically said, oh, no, it's Marconi.
Oh, Edison. Boo.
Yes, not a nice man.
So James Watt, after whom the watt, the unit of electrical power, is named, had pretty much nothing to do with electricity at all.
Okay.
So James Watt invented the steam engine, and his steam engine was eventually used in conjunction with Edison's electrical generator to produce sort of large-scale electricity that could be pumped into homes and offices and so on. And because he used his steam engine to run the thing, they decided to use the name Watt as the unit of power. What? So yeah, I'd always sort of assumed, oh yeah, James Watt, it's named after him. He must have invented electricity. But no.
But watts are to do with resistance and voltage, aren't they?
Okay, so
Go back to your textbook.
very briefly. I love this analogy. The flow of electricity is very similar in a way to the flow of water in a pipe.
Right.
So you've got a certain amount of water going into the pipe, so that the larger the amount of pressure, the build-up of water, that can be equated to voltage in electricity. The rate of flow, how fast the water flows through the pipe, can be related to current, amps, and the size of the pipe, how big the diameter of the pipe and therefore how much it restricts the flow of water, can be equated to resistance, which is measured in ohms. And there are all sorts of fun calculations where you can derive the one from the other. And then you get watts, which I still don't fully understand, even after all my years of training. You then get kilowatt hours and all sorts of other stuff.
I know kilowatt hours because I used to have a two-bar electric fire, so I know what that is.
Okay, go on then. What's that?
So that's if you've got 1 bar of your electric fire on for an hour.
Yes.
And it's a kilowatt bar.
Yes.
That's 1 kilowatt hour that it uses of electricity every hour.
1 kilowatt per hour is a kilowatt hour.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And if you've got the 2 bars on,
yes,
then it's twice as expensive.
And that's kind of about the quantity, how much electricity you're using.
Yes.
But I've always found that quite complicated because you can't sort of like hold a volume of electricity. You can't look at it and say, oh yes, I've used a litre of electricity or I've used a kilo of electricity.
Well, you used to be able to. I talked about the Leyden jars. You used to be able to see exactly. You used to be able to keep electricity in a jar.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Or batteries. In fact, if you look at your phone and you see the little how many bars it's got,
yes,
that's a measure of how much electricity is in your phone. Like even down to percentages.
Yes, that's true. Batteries are interesting. I did a little look about how exactly batteries work. They're kind of these magical little things, the sort of the typical AA Duracell or Energizer or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just this little blob of whateverness, and it powers stuff.
Yes.
Without ever really knowing how it works. And essentially, it contains 2 different types of metal and some acid. And when the acid sort of starts to dissolve and corrode the metal, that makes these electrons fall off and go to the other piece of metal. So one of them becomes negative, the other becomes positive. You might have zinc and copper,
yes,
which end up with opposite charges. And then the electricity just flows from one to the other. But just one of those is called a cell, as opposed to a battery. As you said earlier, a battery means a group of.
Yes.
So technically we're using the word batteries in the wrong way. A AA battery is actually a cell. It's only when you put them together in a
Is it a
device.
Dura cell?
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's good. It's a durable cell. Yeah. Makes sense.
There you go. Now you know why it's called Duracell.
Very good. So that's battery acid in a battery. You can also do that. This is a sort of a classic old school experiment. You can also do that with the acid from a lemon.
Yes.
If you take those 2 pieces of metal, stick them into either side of a lemon, then the acid has the same effect. It starts rubbing the electrons off those bits of metal. You connect the 2 by a wire, and you get a teeny tiny piddly little amount of charge.
You can light a bulb.
Apparently so. I think you have to have several lemons, don't you?
I've never squeezed that many lemons.
Have you not?
No.
You haven't lived, Bruce.
I do know that we're electric. Our brains are basically firing electricity around your brain all the time. That's how you think. That's how you're listening to this is electric charges going from bits of your brain.
Yeah.
And in fact, your brain produces enough electricity in a day to power a 25-watt light bulb.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
There are stunningly interesting things about electricity.
Yeah.
And generating it is something that we do quite a lot now.
We do, don't
in
we?
all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
But we've been doing it for a long time. I was amazed to discover that solar power, solar electricity, has been around since 1839.
No, it hasn't.
It has.
No way.
Photovoltaic panels were invented in 1839.
Good grief.
And then you've got hydroelectricity, 1878, in Scotland. I've been there.
Really?
It's in a mountain. It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's really good. And then you've got, windmills. Those modern sort of windmills that you see that generate electricity.
Wind turbines, yeah.
1888.
No.
The first one.
It's ridiculous.
Just after coal-powered power stations in 1882.
Yeah.
And they were powering things like street lighting.
Okay.
Have you ever rocked down to
Electric Avenue
in Brixton?
I've rocked past it.
Have you?
Yeah.
So that was the very first market street in the world to have electric light.
Yes, I seem to remember reading that.
When do you reckon and where do you reckon the first place in the world was that had electric streetlights?
I really want to say Victorian London, but that's because I'm a Londoner.
You're not far off.
Oh, go on.
It was 1881.
Yes.
Godalming.
Godalming? In
Yes.
Surrey?
In Surrey.
Was the first place to have...
Was the first place to have electric streetlights.
Why? Why Godalming? I've been there. What's so special about that?
I tried to look it up, why they chose Godalming, but I don't know. However, if you know, then you can write to us at hello@factoraly.com.
Yes, you can.
You can go onto our Facebook page at Factoraly.
You can shout at us really loudly.
Yes.
If you bump into us in the street, you can say, "Oi, I'm from Godalming. I know."
Yes.
It's over to you, Factoralites.
Which country do you reckon uses the most electricity?
I would imagine it would be the one that has the most people in it.
Yes.
So probably China?
Maybe.
Or America? Because they're quite big. They've got quite a few people there, haven't they?
There's a country that uses 23% more electricity than the whole of America.
Really?
It's a very small country.
No, go on then.
Iceland.
What?
Iceland uses 23% more electricity than the USA.
On what?
Probably staying warm.
Well, I suppose so, yeah. But...
Except they have geothermal. So basically they also sell electricity to other countries.
Yeah.
So because of their geothermal power stations,
yes,
they not only have masses of hot water and steam, they can power electric generators. So there are people in Iceland in the middle of winter with their windows open because they've got the heating on.
Oh, my goodness.
And because it doesn't cost them anything.
It's just spare.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Simon, I don't really ask this, but are there any records about electricity?
I've never heard you ask me that before. No. There are. They are many and they are various. Some are interesting, some are boring.
Let's just stick to the interesting ones then.
Shall we? Yeah. I'll skip over the biggest power station and the longest electrical cable and all that kind of stuff because it's just boring. The most techie one I'll do is this. The most powerful electric current was generated in 1996 at a laboratory in the United States. I don't know how, but they created an electrical current of 2 million amps per square metre. Given that the current that flows through your house is roughly 100 to 200 amps, this was 2 million amps.
That sounds ouchy.
It does sound ouchy. I mentioned lemon batteries earlier on. There's a Guinness World Record for the largest fruit-based battery, which used 2,923 lemons by a gentleman called Saif al-Islam in the UK at the Royal Society of Chemistry in Manchester. This was in 2021. He put all of these lemons together in the method previously described and managed to generate a whopping 0.84 milliamps and a power of 1.94 watts.
There you go.
It was a bit better than a AA battery, but not by a lot. The largest number of people generating electricity on a bike.
Okay. On one bike or several bikes?
They shared. They took it in turns. There was a bike, one of these bikes that you ride and it generates electricity. 4,739 people took it in turns to ride this bike over the course of a week. This was achieved by Chevrolet in Canada. And they generated just over 13 kilowatt hours, which was just about enough to power the Games Park at the Chevrolet booth at Pan Am in Canada.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's worth all the effort.
Not really.
That, I think, is all we have to say on electricity.
Yes, I think so. I think all of my electric facts have been discharged.
Yes, I've run out of current. Well, thank you ever so much for listening.
Absolutely.
If you've enjoyed it, and even if you haven't, then do please leave us a 5-star review. It actually helps our ratings. It helps other people to discover us.
Yes.
Say nice things about us.
Yes. Give us a like or two.
Yes.
Share us around. Tell your nerdy friends about this wonderful show.
Absolutely.
And also you can hit the subscribe button so that you get a ping in your inbox every week to tell you that another episode has been launched.
Yep.
Thank you for coming along. Please tune in to another fun-filled episode of
Factoraly
next week. Goodbye.
Au revoir.